Pues al final nos llevamos la victoria de Getafe por 1-0. Real Madrid picked up a 1-0 win at Getafe, keeping our slim Negreirato hopes alive, manteniendo vivas nuestras escasas esperanzas, our slim hopes alive, in a match that felt like a perfect summary of our season so far. Muy buenas a todos, gente buena, buena gente, football geeks, frikis del fútbol, football geeks, and welcome to a new episode of Inglés para Vikingos. So once more guys, it was a game of two halves, but those first 30-40 minutes, arguably, posiblemente, some of the best we've seen this season. But of course, we also came across, también nos topamos, we also came across with the disgraceful La Liga Negreira evidence, con el sello de la mugrienta Liga Negreira, with this disgraceful La Liga Negreira evidence. Which is why this match was the perfect snapshot. Fue una instantánea perfecta. It was a perfect snapshot of what this season's really been about. Today, after the usual 15 minutes of total brain fog, the empanamiento mental total of total brain fog, we finally took control of the game. And this time we found ourselves a captain at the helm. Un capitán al timón, a captain at the helm. Someone who surprisingly demanded the ball, que sorprendentemente pedía el balón, who surprisingly demanded the ball, organized the team, and made sure everyone knew their role. And that captain's name in this match was Arda Güler. Arda Güler had a brilliant performance today, easily the best player on the pitch. For me, he was the MVP of the match, and I think as a matter of fact, he was the MVP of the match. Better than any other Madrid player, better than anyone else out there. Which makes you wonder, lo que te hace pensar, which makes you wonder why has Ancelotti kept a talent like that on the bench, en el banquillo, for so long? How can a talent like Güler be sidelined so often? ¿Cómo se puede quedar fuera tan a menudo? Yeah, you're right folks. Real Madrid has plenty of top talent up front. Tenemos un montón de talento en la parte delantera, up front. But when something's missing, it's usually creativity. If we take a look across Europe, true number 10s are rare these days. Son bichos raros hoy en día, are rare these days. But Real Madrid has one. It's Arda Güler. He can dribble, shoot, score, pass, and control the tempo. Y controlar el tempo del partido. Control the tempo. Of course, he's not Toni Kroos, but the way he directed traffic in this match, even without the ball, was outstanding. Fue espectacular. It was outstanding. Carleto needs to answer this question. Is he afraid to pull the big names, de sentar a los pesos pesados? Is he afraid to pull the big names because of egos? Does he really think his current starting 11, que su once inicial, his current starting 11 is still the best option? To me, Güler should come in on every game as the organizer we were missing. And from what we saw today, his best player would be Tchouaméni, not to organize, but to defend, to cover space, and win aerials, y ganar los balones aéreos, and win aerials. Guys, if Güler doesn't get minutes in the Copa final against the Red Buyers, I'll say it, it's unacceptable. Es inaceptable. He earned his spot. Se ha ganado su puesto. He earned his spot. So we looked really sharp and positive in the first half, and we saw the old Vinícius Jr, the one we fell in love with, the one we believed would bring Joga Bonito to Europe. He was decisive, fast, and made quick decisions. That Vini was back today. That first half, Güler and Vini aside, al margen de Güler y Vini, Güler and Vini aside, was one of Madrid's best 45 minutes all season. Endrick wasn't outstanding, no estuvo espectacular, he wasn't outstanding, but he did something Real Madrid badly needed. Hizo algo que necesitábamos como el comer. He did something Real Madrid badly needed. He played like a true number 9. He stayed between the center backs, made him track in, les obligó a seguirle la marca, he made him track him, and that movement opened up space for Vini, who finally looked electric again. When Mbappé plays at the 9, he tends to drop deeper, trata de retrasar su posición, or stay wide, o abrirse a la banda, stay wide, with congested space. He's great at one-on-ones from the wing, es muy bueno en el uno contra uno desde la banda, but not so much through the middle with two center backs on him. Endrick didn't come deep, Endrick no retrasó esa posición, he pulled the defenders, arrastró a los defensores, he pulled the defenders and opened lanes y abrió los carriles. That's why Vini had room to operate today. If you remember folks, Benzema used to do that. Solía hacer eso. He used to do that. He sacrificed stats, sacrificaba sus estadísticas, he sacrificed stats for the success of Ronaldo and Bale. He dragged defenders around. Se llevaba a los defensas a dar una vuelta. He dragged defenders around to give them space. That's what Endrick did today, and it worked. Y funcionó. It worked. And this is obvious, but when Mbappé is on the pitch, he and Vini are too close. Just one defender can mark them both. They sometimes get in each other's way. A veces se entorpecen el uno al otro. If Real Madrid wants to optimize this team, something has to give. Hay que ceder en algo. Something has to give. Maybe Kylian should be pushed out to the right. Vini stays on the left, and either Jude or Endrick plays at the 9. That I think would create some natural separation space and one-on-one opportunities. Right now, I believe they're stepping on each other's toes. Se están pisando entre ellos. They're stepping on each other's toes. Just look back to last year. Joselu came in during the Champions League run and made an impact when Real Madrid needed a real 9. That still holds true this season. Eso aplicaría también en esta temporada. That still holds true this season. And now, even if I'm tired of saying it, incluso si estoy ya cansado de repetirlo, vikingos, even if I'm tired of saying it, I have to mention today's Negreirato moments. Because they sum up exactly what this scandal is all about. Because if we stay quiet, si nos quedamos tranquilitos, the anti-Madrid ecosystem twist the story, manipulan el relato, they twist the story. They come up with phrases like, you didn't play well, so it's on you. And if you draw or lose, you've got no right to complain. That might be fair, but if applied to everyone. But this doesn't happen, not even close. So that's why we need to keep speaking up. Tenemos que seguir denunciándolo, speaking up, because even when we win, it's always there. Folks, in the 96th minutes, we were nearly equalized. Casi nos empatan. We were nearly equalized. Because in the 95th minutes, a clear penalty on Rodrigo wasn't even checked by VAR. Just vanished into the usual limbo. Se fue al limbo como habitualmente. He vanished into the usual limbo. But the worst part? Same story every game. The foul counts and the cards. El tema de las faltas y de las tarjetas. The foul counts and the cards. It's always double against us. Guess when Getafe got their first yellow card? Yeah, it was up to the 87th minute. That was her first yellow, when the game was basically over. That's how they tilted. Así es como tratan este tema. That's how they tilted. They foul non-stop, nos hacen faltas constantemente, they break up our build-up, they break our rhythm, and no punishment. Y sin castigo, and no punishment. And when we complain, we're the ones who get booked. Somos a los que se la sacan. We are the ones who get booked. But what about this other one? Or what about the VAR check? None of them. The ball was heading to Brahim, and the Getafe player not even looking at it, just grabbing with both arms. The problem? Brahim didn't dive or roll around. Ni hizo un piscinazo, ni rodó por los suelos. He didn't dive or roll around, like others do against us. He tried to stay on his feet, and of course, didn't reach the ball. VAR, nothing at all. And the worst part? You probably don't even know what penalty I'm talking about. Yeah, can you ask yourself why? It's like this every game, guys. Now flip it. Look at Olmo's penalty the other day. Of course, it was reviewed in the 90th minute and given, y se lo dieron. And to top it off, y para más Inri, to top it off, Tchouaméni gets a yellow for this challenge. A clean tackle, una entrada limpia, a clean tackle, where he clearly wins the ball. What else is there to say? Trying to compete in this league feels pointless. No tiene ningún sentido. It feels pointless. At the very least, por lo menos, I believe Real Madrid will appeal this disgraceful report. Espero que recurra este infame acta. I hope they will appeal this disgraceful report and push to get that ridiculous yellow card overturned y que le quiten esa ridícula tarjeta and get that absurd yellow card overturned. As I said, trying to compete in this league feels pretty much pointless. Okay folks, now we got to my pick of the match section, and I was going to give the photo of the day to Arda Güler, but something happened during the DAZN broadcast, durante la retransmisión de DAZN, that changed my mind, que me hizo cambiar de opinión. That, for me, says a lot about of this whole sham of a league, de esta vergüenza de liga. Sport media included, con la prensa deportiva incluida. With everything going on, con la que está cayendo, with everything going on, the racist abuse, the hate chants in stadiums, not just towards Vini but other players too. With fans chanting Asensio die, Asensio muérete, and yesterday, Getafe fans chanting Ceballos die, Ceballos muérete, which actually forced the match to be stopped. So then, along comes someone like Sandra Díaz, a such Sandra Díaz, una tal Sandra Díaz, a reporter from that network, de esa cadena. No free promo from me anymore, by the way. Holding a beach ball live on TV, en directo en televisión. Which, let's be honest, but it was an indirect mock, suena como una burla indirecta, of the Vinícius beach ball chants, de los cánticos del balón de playa a Vinícius. Coming from the Getafe crowd, y que vienen de la afición del Getafe. Coming from the Getafe crowd. What can I say, guys? Congrats, Sandra. World class journalism. Periodismo mundial de etiqueta. World class journalism. Bueno, vikingos. Ya estamos en resumidas cuentas, como digo yo. So in a nutshell, my dear vikingos, Real Madrid posiblemente needs a proper number 9 to free up the wings, para liberar a nuestras alas. We saw what happens when they have that in this game. Even if Endrick wasn't great, he made Vini great. And that matters. Y eso importa, that matters. Okay, I'm not the coach, I'm not the manager, but if Real Madrid wants to thrive, si queremos brillar, if we want to thrive, we need to stop cramming all the talent, acumular todo el talento, into the same spaces. Güler should be getting consistent minutes, the wings need space, and Mbappé might need to adapt or be repositioned, o recolocarse en el campo, be repositioned. We actually don't need a goal scorer, un goleador nato. What we need is someone who makes other players better. If not, we risk winning fewer trophies. Despite all the firepower, a pesar de toda esa pólvora que tenemos adelante. Despite all the firepower up front. Y ahora vamos con la expresión del día. Veis que os traigo something has to give. En algo hay que ceder. Something has to give. Y la expresión que hemos visto dentro del vídeo era así. If Real Madrid wants to optimize this team, si queremos optimizar al equipo, something has to give. Hay que ceder en algo. Something has to give. I give you another example. We can't fight for every title with a squad this poorly built. Tan mal construida. Something's got to give. En algo hay que ceder. Something's got to give. Muy bien, chicos, pues esto ha sido todo por hoy. Aquí tenéis todo el vocabulario, como siempre, de este vídeo. No dejéis de seguir practicando, amigos. Sobre todo, lo que aprendáis, tratad de ponerlo en marcha lo antes posible, porque practice makes perfect. Si veis este vídeo por primera vez, por favor suscribiros al canal y si queréis le podéis dar a la campanita y así os recordará los próximos vídeos que salgan. También si queréis dejar un like, pues yo encantado. Bueno, y ahora no creo que haga falta mencionar cuál es nuestro siguiente partido. Es esa final de Copa del Rey contra los compraárbitros en el Estadio de la Cartuja este próximo sábado a las 10 de la noche. De momento ya vamos perdiendo en cuanto a descanso, porque el señor Tebas tuvo a bien, creyó conveniente, que nosotros descansáramos 24 horas menos que los que pagaron al comité de árbitros 8,4 millones durante al menos 2 décadas. Así que, en fin, como veis tengo muy pocas esperanzas de sacar nada positivo. Tal vez, si no nos fríen a tarjetas en la primera parte, Güler juega como organizador y Tchouaméni como su escudero, podríamos tener alguna mínima oportunidad. Pero chicos, ya sabéis que si la cosa se pone algo ajustadita, nos meterán un rejón por cualquier sitio. Por cierto, Camavinga se ha lesionado para 3 o 4 meses, se ha roto el tendón del aductor y es una baja súper sensible. La verdad que me da bastante pereza este partido, pero hay que jugarlo. Por otro lado, pienso que si hay algún equipo en España que pueda ganar a esta farsa de equipo, es nuestro Madrid. Y también hay que reconocer que ya nos han ganado este año 2 veces, y además por goleada, nos han dado una paliza. Al final, chicos, una cosa es toda esa podedumbre que acarrea esta organización mafiosa, y otra muy distinta, que este año estén jugando mejor que nosotros. Hay que reconocerlo. Al César lo que es del César. Pero a un César muy tramposo, eso sí. So a big hug to all of you, and let's go for it.